Alright, let's get rolling. Just realised I've got trash in my pockets. Yeah. My phone. Okay. Forgot to clear the bench before I got started. Amateur's mistake. Oh well. Anyway, so we've got a 1466 and it is dead. I don't know anything more than that, other than it's dead. So the dead 1466 comes here and hopefully it will leave not so dead. Hopefully it's not going to be a Monty Python parrot skit. So we don't get too many of the 1460s anymore. The 1466 seems to have kind of gone off the edge of a cliff. I think it's a case of they're now, people are just sort of seeing them as not really being worth repairing, other than a few exceptional cases. I've still got to fix that one that has the 400 milliamp double pulse. Someone did send through a mention of what I could have a look at, so I'll have to inspect that as well. Let's see. It looks pretty clean. It's a 165. There's a little bit of tarnishing on the not the MagSafe, the J tag. It's not a lot, but then again, small things like that can actually have a significant effect. Let's get this battery out. Oh, you know what? Let's see what it actually does after I take the. Someone is disorganized. Hey, Jim Hook. Oh, I even tried to put that upside down. Where did I put my... So that's my T4. I had my T5. There it is. T5. Ian, Horse, Noosa. Hey Jason, how you feeling today? Jose. So I'm really not sure what to think of the 400 milliamp double hit one. I did have one today, I must say though, that came in, which was an unusual one, but once again it was just a single resistor. 1481. A single resistor that had got a bit of corrosion on it, but the effect of it was quite disastrous. It actually trashed their solid state drive. The APFS container just completely got ruined. And I've had to go through and carve the data out using PhotoRec. Thankfully with macOS I can what do you call it? I can run tools like DD Rescue and PhotoRec Test Disk. So thank goodness for that, because it does make my life a lot easier. Okay. We actually have to use the traditional power supply. So here we go. Oh, this is not a normal US. Okay, so we've got 33 milliamps and nothing else. No MagSafe. Well, alright, so this is either a colossal short somewhere, or 3V42 has been knocked out, or something. We'll just take the board out. Hey Falcon. Hello there, Neo van Reaper. I did buy myself another new light today. I bought myself a 120 watt spotlight kind of thing. 120 watt, 50, I think 5600 Kelvin. and I'm also getting a pair of wall mounts. I'm just trying to improve the lighting here because quite frankly it sucks. I mean, I've got about 150 watts worth of 4000 Kelvin above me. It's just not cutting it. It's nice. It's very sort of full kind of light. It's warm and it's full, but it's no good for the video. So yeah, I've got the 5600 or it'll probably end up being about 5000 Kelvin or something like that. Got that coming, and hopefully I can make it so it just is straight over this workpiece. Hey, Warren Stamps. Taking my time getting this thing apart. Don't normally take this long. It was interesting that when I was digging around for tools that I could use to see if I can get the data off the dead APFS drive, fortunately it was not an encrypted one, it was just a plain APFS. There was a tool out there called, I think it was Disk Drill or something like that. Turns out it's just a pretty interface to PhotoRec by the looks of it. I thought that that tool was going to recreate the file structure, the folders, all that sort of stuff, but it wasn't the case. It was just, they just said, here you go, here's a collection of all the JPEGs and everything else, and I'm like, wait a second, I already do that with PhotoRec. Fortunately I didn't pay for anything, but I just heard a lot of people talking about this disk drill or whatever it was, and I thought, oh well, I'll give it a look at, and it turns out it's just a wrapper around PhotoRec and test disk for the most part. There's probably some other feature in there, but for what I was looking for, it wasn't applicable. Anthony McGregor. Alright, let's have a look at that JTAG. Oh yeah, actually that's probably killed it. That's probably what's... yeah. It's not too dissimilar to the corrosion I saw today on the resistor. Let's have a look at what pins that one's actually attacking. Let's see, 3 and 4. SPI Alt IO. SPI. Yeah, I don't know what those two do, but they are definitely messed up. It'd be a very rare thing for me to ever declare that the JTAG has to go, oh, but that is a little more suspicious. Corrosion coming out of that cap. Hey, Bill Boss. It's not corroded, but that will... oh, sorry, it's not shorted, but that will need to be dealt with. Hopefully we don't have a mangled up SMC. I really don't want that. I'm starting to get worried now because of the fact that that's 2 spots of corrosion and they're on that back edge. It's sort of... oh, there we go. That will probably be the real killer. Once again, I've forgotten about my microscope, so please stand by. Oh, I can never see the mouse. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it really ticks me off that I have to do that every single day. Alright, Yeah, that is probably more likely the smoking gun. Is that? We'll keep looking though. Oh wow, this has just got crap everywhere. What the hell? That's a concern. I don't know whether it's just a arbitrary defect or whether we had. I'm going to err on the side that being an arbitrary defect for now, because I figure the amount of current you would have to pass through that to get something like that to happen, it should result in other parts essentially catching on fire. So I'm going to pretend that that doesn't exist for the moment. Yeah, we'll deal with this one. Hey 3X, hey Coda, Phil, I don't know, what the hell do you want to be called today? So let's see, that's U3540. It's not really something that should kill unless it's shorting 3v3S5 down to something, but yeah, I certainly wouldn't consider that to be a primary fault. If they'd said we don't have wireless, I'd go, yep, that's your problem, but this could be a problematic board in the sense that... Sorry. It could be a problematic board in the sense that we could end up chasing a lot of liquid damage and getting nowhere. We'll take all this off, see if it improves it, see if it even turns on. I sort of want to go section by section, so at least I know what it was. Come on, you mangy bastard. Definitely going to take that resistor as well. What news on the cat front? They're still being little assholes. Still driving us insane. And we're still just pushing ahead. I'm going to have a look at this board edge on. Like so, I just want to see what the status is. If there's any changes. Okay, I don't know if we had... Oh, we weren't looking before. Okay, so that, yeah, like I said, we've got some level of voltage there. Let's see if we've got 3V42. Yeah, we've got 342. What's PP bus? Okay, SMC is not up. I'm not worried about that yet. Oh wait, I just realised 3540. Oh no, I had the right one. Yeah. Yeah, that's certainly not the reason why it's not coming up. So I'm actually going to go straight for the JTAG now. Like I said, it's very unusual for me to do this, but we're just going to pop that off. But we're going to do it with some sense of respect. Bill, isn't it a public holiday where you are today? A one-off because of the Queen thing? The whole funeral thingamajig? We have ours on Thursday. It's kind of weird, don't ask me why, but yeah, we're having it on Thursday. Would ISL 9240 cause a 2251? The amp meter flicker not charged. Works on battery but doesn't charge. Wait, what? Okay, so if you have a charged battery, the machine turns on. Jason, if I was pulling a Lewis Rossman, I would have smashed it with my chisel tip. Causes the amp meter to flicker and not charge. Yeah, I mean, certainly the 9240 could be a culprit, but I would check the resistances of your current sense. There's 2 current sense circuits on there. Check those resistances first. 2251. What board number is that? Okay, so JTAG's off. Let's see. Still 36, so it wasn't the JTAG. 1949. Oh, that's the one that looks like the 1051, the Air lookalike. What's this part here? God damn it! I cannot get my focus right. Peeving me off. Hey, Oz Newton. Is that you? 5540. So what is this? SMC CPU current sense. Okay, so if there's an issue here, it would stop it turning on, but I'm not sure it would stop the MagSafe coming up. So yeah, anyway, we'll replace that. Where was the chip? That was a current sense resistor, and that was over here. Where is it? There, by the camera. Let's see, that is 5480. And that's for the solid state drive, so that is not going to come into play. That would have to be oh, actually I think I found our fault. Yeah. This little bastard here, when that gets corroded, nothing works. Okay, but we do need to fix this because this is CPU current sense, and the last thing you want is something not sensing that there's lots of current going through the CPU. So we'll replace that. It's a strange one. Let's see, you have a few burnt components, one of the CPU... oh, no. Okay, if your CPU FETs have been hit, it's probably a game over, unfortunately. You could have a look at see what the resistances on those phases are and compare them to what's on open board data, if there's any data. But almost every time there is a hit on the CPU MOSFETs, it's almost always some kind of dead CPU or dead GPU or dead something that you can't fix. It wasn't corroded, just a charred cap. Yeah. Alright. Usually if you are getting pulses though, it does mean certainly something is shorted. You know, the rails are trying to come up. Well, I mean, you know this anyway, I'm just telling other people. The rails try to come up and then the regulators, the boost or the buck regulators, they notice that there's too much being drawn or it's not able to comply with the voltage that it wants, and it just shuts things down. That's a terrible soldering job. Yeah, you got a bit of a schlep there when you can't find any shorts, but it's behaving like it's got a short. Believe me, I get plenty of those. Yeah, that's way too much solder, I know. I'm being chunky. God, there's a flippin' hair on that tip. And the weather's really starting to crank up on the temperature around here, and we still don't yet have our air conditioner in my administration office. And that... bloody hell, that is a loud gecko. I'm going to have to touch this with the wick. 700 quid if you can fix it. Woo-wee. Yeah, I can appreciate you trying to fix it then. I know I would. Try anyway. Not doing shaving here. Shaving is not approved by the master of the house, that being my wife. Okay, certainly not on me anyway. Like I said, I'm kind of not expecting this to fire off, but I do want to see if it does, just as a progressive testing. Yeah, so again, 37. So like I said, I'm not surprised. I'm fairly sure it's going to be that other part. Oh, it's... right, it's your own. In that case, being your own, you can sort it out yourself. Just kidding, yeah. I'm in an asshole mood today. Okay, yeah, that's some pretty decent corrosion building up around that. If you're wondering what that part is for, I don't know why I always forget. I always remember the HS105 one, but I always forget this one. U1930. Right, it's a power good line. That said, even with that, the SMC should have been bringing things up, because this is an SO line. The only thing I can think of is if it's pulling 3v3S5 down, but even still. I might just see if 3v3S5 is being pulled down. Hey, Urium. Yeah, Yuri, they can be tempting to go down, but 417. I mean, we certainly all like the challenge, but then after 2 hours that challenge becomes more of a nightmare, doesn't it? I'm starting to think there's actually something else wrong on this board. Because I really would have thought that this would be present. This doesn't come into play until after our SMC is turned on and we're getting the 12.56. But I also could be completely wrong, which would be entirely normal in my life. Yeah, after 2 hours you're kind of like, that's it, I've got to walk away from it. See, this is how they normally protect it. They've got a bit of goop over them. Funnily enough though, there have been a few cases where even with the goop, corrosion, liquid has managed to seep in under the edges like that, and it ends up being corroded, but you don't see it because of the fact that it's protected. So sometimes the protection is a bad thing. Oh my goodness, I just keep picking up cat hair somehow. It's terrible. Hey Ed, boss. Whoops. Kind of booped that one a little bit hard. Squished its little guts out. Sorry. There's a little bit of damage on all sys power good inputs, like here. They're a little bit corroded, so we'll have to check those. But again, this sort of stuff doesn't really come into play yet. Yep. They've definitely got another issue floating around here somewhere. Alright, time to look at the board edge on. Time to get things edgy. Ah. So we've got plenty of parts that we've already knocked off. Bloody geckos. And all these parts did need to be replaced. Or removed. Alright, time to look a little more. Hello there, Mado Dado. Good evening. Let's see, what have we got? Maybe something. Oh, well, 342's got a bit of corrosion on there. That's the feedback pin, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's affecting it because we did get 340, you know, something close enough to 342. That there, that corrosion greenness, it's going to need replacing, but again, it's not yet a player. And that's a micro call. There is goop in there. Alright. I don't think that's going to be causing it either though. Hey Dennis. Wrong way, Paul, wrong way. Here we go. This is the danger edge. It's just a clump of crap under the SMC, it's not actually corrosion. Now it's starting to get difficult. I mean, yeah, we haven't put that part back on, but like I said, it's Wi-Fi, so it's not like it's gonna play a part in the situation yet. I'll check to see if we've got RTC, and I'll clear out that crap. It has been pushed in there, but it's not going to be what's causing the problem. Jeez, Gecko, back it up a little, eh? Let's do a quick check on resistances around here. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's PCH side. Alright, I'm just going to go give Micro his shot, and then I'll be back. Is there a Micro in there? No. Okay. You might be up next. You know where Loki is? Okay. I'll just look. Me. Loki. That's that. Your torch is in there. It's all good. Alright, we're back. Good evening, Mr. Miser. Alright, so I'm actually going to change this 342 on the off chance that maybe it's having problems with regulating properly under load or something like that. Yeah, and I was right, it is the feedback. Yeah, so that's the feedback line. So it's an important line, so if it gets corroded it can actually end up doing more damage. Hey there, Keith. Was it that long ago for the microscope where I completely flipped out at one point because I thought they sent me the non-simulfocal. It was a moment of sheer terror. Because you got to realise back then, getting a hold of this stuff was difficult. It was expensive, slow, difficult, and less cat hair. $70.92, $70.92. What? I got 95, 96. Oh, wait, no, that's... You're saying R or C? Anyway, we'll get this first sorted out. Bee blood, in theory, to try and minimize damage from liquid. But it's... Or maybe they feel like, you know, it could be a vibration risk, but realistically it doesn't seem to do much. Nope, looks like someone's already taken those ones. Let's try another board. There we go. Fortunately, if there's one thing I do not have a shortage of, it is these boards. Yeah, unfortunately, bee blood, the machines wouldn't work so well if they were conformal coated like that. And there's always a way in with the cabling and stuff like that. The bigger problem would be the thermal dissipation issue. Yeah, because at least with avionics you're already derating everything. Well, I should rather say everything is derated. God damn it, that little piece of crap really is annoying me now. Completely, utterly ruined my work. All because I was too lazy to take it off. I left the tweezers on the bench in a certain position that my wrist touched it when I came in with the other iron. Hey, Yamura. Stiff competition. Some would say I'm stealing the competition though. Hey, Yindu, do you read the ABC website much? There was an article on there about some chap discussing a bunch of things, and he made a comment saying that he could not express what Yindi Yamara means, and so naturally I thought of you. And I was sort of figured, given that you're both using the same word, that you're probably from the same districts or same region, same mob. Hey, CD. Stan Grant Jr. I'll have to check that now. As we still do not have a booting system. Son of a gun. Somehow I don't think so, Jason. Somehow I don't think so. I'm just now having to... Let's see... Yep, you're right. Stan Grant. You know your stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know my stuff because I still can't get this darn thing to get working. I really hope this is not an SMC failure. No, that is not a fault out of the MOSFET. That's just a casing thing. His father was the one who taught you language. Oh, okay. There you go. Sometimes the world can get a little small. I really don't want to take this off on the grounds of the fact that I'm basically lying to myself that it's going to be a problem. Like I said, it is corroded, but I don't believe it's what's causing this fault. I don't know whether we've got SMC playing silly buggers or what. What I might do is go through the PM Sleep S4L state sequence and see what comes up. Looks like the obvious ones are up first. Those ones I should have known to go for. Straight up, that's okay. Follow the sequence like the yellow brick road. Alright, straight away there's our problem. We, well, not really our problem, but we don't have our 3 volts there, which means it's probably not getting power, which, yeah, so in a roundabout way we may find our way to the fault. Sudi needs a punch in the head, I think. Okay, pin 5. Yeah, okay, we don't have that rail. Ooh. Goddamn geckos. See if that rail's shorted. Well. Yeah, they really are loud. Annoyingly so. Particularly when you're focused on something and the little crap heads let that out and you're like, crikey, mate. They're not even Australian geckos. That just adds insult to the injury, that they're not even Australian. 10's good. 4.9 is good. 231. 239. Overall, the rails, yeah, overall just feels like everything's a little bit low on the measurements, but I can't find an actual short. I could just blindly replace the ISL. That's always one way to do it. That's the way the professionals do it. They go, stuff it. We're not going to bother diagnosing anything. We're just going to replace stuff until it works. And Apple are the best at that. They say, we'll replace the whole board. And it works. And it gives them money. So that really works. So any corrosion on my connectors there? There. Wonder what rails those two are involved with. That's let's see, that's 3rd and 4th. You can barely see that too. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. H2A sound in. It's just yeah, that's high definition audio. It's, you know, okay, it could be a problem, but again, if we had an audio issue, fine, I could blame that, but it's really not one that's going to pull the whole damn system down. Well, Crocodile, there is no shortage of the geckos, and they have uninhibited breeding areas that the cats can't get to. The cats get to what? The cats cannot get to. My goodness, Paul. And it's just like cane toads, they're just prolific. Yeah, look, I'm not blaming that at all. Like I said, that could have been an issue further on, but The worst thing about this rabbit hole is that there are milestone markers along the way. They're like, look at this, you found some more corrosion. Congratulations, your next clue will be found in the next 5 minutes. Let's focus on the fact that I'm not getting any sort of SMC activity here. Let's check our current sense on the ISL. Pick a path, and every path ends to defeat. 3.2 is good. This should be 20 something. 20.1. Is that? It's hard to say if that's a laser marker or a burn marker. I'm gonna guess it's a laser. Yeah, it's just a laser mark. I'm disinclined to blame the ISL at this point. So we're going to do things like check for SMC reset, that kind of stuff. See if anything pops up. Take care, Jason. This board's going to start costing me more than it's worth. Okay, SMC reset L is good. Let's flip this over. Okay, we don't have 3v3 S5. What the hell is going on this board? Okay, it's the DDR supply rail. 5v5 S5. Nothing. Yeah, we are really not getting anything coming up. So we can't even get beyond here because basically we're not even getting power to that. I'm missing something very obvious here, I'm afraid. It's staring me in the face, whatever it is. I'm just not seeing it. Like I said, it's basically the fact that SMC is not coming up. I really don't want to replace that. I mean, I really don't want to replace the SMC either. I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to gym cam it, just to see. I'm kind of curious to see whether the ISL or the SMC is coming up. See, normally what would happen is there would be a short on the line, like 3v42, would normally be shorted going into the SMC, which would be your culprit, but it's not. And we're getting our 342, so I'm kind of curious. We don't have a lot of current popping up, but I'm kind of curious if we can't pick up a little heartbeat somewhere. Tom Morgan, I generally try to avoid that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do it, but I'd say 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's to no avail, and you end up making things worse. Alright, let's see if anything shows. SMC, there we go. Alright. It's very interesting because the power supply, you can't see it, but it says 37 milliamps, which is basically nothing. But it's very distinctly that SMC. Bugger. So I wouldn't have thought at that sort of low current it could be picked out as a culprit. Many a time when you get such low currents, nothing really shows up. Like if I connect it up, you probably won't see anything happen. You may see some eddies developing in the alcohol, and that would be about it. So like we'll put a drop on there, or 3 or 4, or a Rossmann flux level, I don't know. See, that's connected. If you did not have an infrared camera, you would not pick that out. And what is particularly difficult when you're using alcohol is that alcohol itself, because it's evaporating, it tends to have its own self-induced current movements going on. That cap there, maybe it's not the SMC, that cap there, now that I look at it looks super sus. Let me just rub my finger over it and, yeah, I think that's it. Look at you look sick. I mean, I could be wrong, but that doesn't look that healthy. I could be wrong. I'll have another look at another one. Sometimes they do have those stripes in them, but I'm probably going to be wrong. Is that actually talking about rosin? If you're talking about the rosin, yeah, I've tried that. I don't like it. The big problem I have with rosin is that once you apply it, if you don't get a hit, I'm pretty sure that's... Okay, the only reason I'm getting sus on this is because that there is its companion cap. So, there's one on each side of the crystal. That one looks distinctly different to that one. So yeah, I'm saying we're going to go take this one out, which would explain a few things. You watch, nothing's going to change. Now at this point I'm going to make the assumption that the capacitor is going to be the same on the other board. They don't usually change the capacitor values across boards for this sort of circuitry. I mean, it may be from a different batch. We may get a ever so slightly asymmetrical clock cycle, but it's really not going to be noticeable. It might just mean that, you know, some of the 1 bits are slightly more, have a little bit more 2 in them than they do have 1. You know, stuff like that. But it'll be fine, because 2s don't exist. That'll be interesting to see. I fear we're going to end up with nothing changed. Bugger. Crap and a cracker, nothing changed. Oh, come on, be a sport. Be a sport. Crap. Oh well. SMC. 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 SMC for me. It sucks. Don't get me wrong, I'm not categorically opposed to replacing SMCs. I really don't have a problem with them, other than the fact that my biggest gripe is the shortage of appropriate SMCs to replace with, particularly on the 165s. 3437s, I've got a reasonable number of them, and I can put the 3437 on. Sometimes you will get a loss of audio issue, but if you reinstall, the easiest way for me is just reinstall macOS. And I mean, I like to do that anyway because it needs to, most of the 3437s don't have APFS support, so you need to do that to gain your APFS in your EFI. Anyway, I guess my point is that you can flash SMCs with some cool boot. I hear knocking then. Okay. A lot of people don't like doing the SMC more because of the fact that it involves a reball situation, but yeah, that's really not my problem here. My problem is more about the availability. No, the serial number is on the EFI BIOS. serial numbers kept on here. Thankfully. Can't see anything specifically wrong with that SMC, so I actually might just check some of the lines over here. I think it was around about this area that we were seeing that short. It's not really short, that slight warm up. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Alright, now we've got to clear the pads. Important to clear the pads, at least for me, so that we've got a nice steady foundation to put the new one on. Looking good. Alexandra, yeah, some people, sometimes you don't even have to, but I've found in the couple of times I've done it, I've had to reinstall the OS just to, like, there are other ways of doing it. There is a flash utility, but I find it easy enough to just reinstall the OS anyway. Although I'd usually use a different, I use a different disk to do it. I don't do it on the customer's disk, obviously. Right, so we've got a 3437 here, which is supposedly going to be a donor because it's got tape over it. Quite frankly, it looks completely disastrous here, so I don't know how... Well, nice drill hole. I don't know how good this one's going to be. Luck of the draw. Francis, theoretically, no, you are correct. You could put the balls on the board itself, but it is harder to get things aligned and warm up the board enough. Because that's the other problem. You've got to get, with the chip, you've only got to get the chip warm enough for it to bond the balls on. With the board, you've got the whole board to warm up, so it's a substantially more protracted process. But certainly in theory, yeah. This board stinks like the bottom of frickin' some river. Not exactly exuding confidence. Oh, you mean like just with little solder bumps? Yeah and no. I mean, yeah, some people do that, and it's very dirty. The big problem is that there's generally not enough consistency, and so what you end up with is a situation where most of the contacts are made, but not all of them. And it's also quite fragile. Like, it won't take a lot of thermal cycles to disrupt something. Ugh, what a terrible mess. Yuck. That's yuck, that is. Yuck. Somebody didn't clean the stencil. Can't imagine who. Ream it out with a dirty tip and hope that I clean them both. Compressed air. Wow, even compressed air, that one little spot stayed. Okay. Alright, that's pretty damned ugly. So we have to try and make it beautiful again. Try. No, did chat die or what? You know, we're alive, we're alive. Just me getting paranoid. So I'm fairly dubious about this particular one. There's a lot of spots on it. At least it doesn't look like it's delaminated, so that's good. What? How do I leave such a large... Sometimes you wonder how you miss things. Like that's a huge ball, dimple or whatever. It's just sitting there still. Right, much better. Just knocking off any of the problem makers that I can see. Should be good now. Still some problem makers out there. Oh well. That's okay. We can work with this. But it does help if I put the corner balls on. Can't do much without them. Well, actually, that's not true. It's just a hell of a lot harder. Warren, don't get me thinking about the whole universe telling me stuff business. I already fight that enough as it is every day. You're always wondering, is the universe telling me to not do this, or is the universe checking that I really want to do this? And it's the whole, do I keep digging or do I turn around and stop digging predicament. Okay, what the hell? Okay, someone is not on correctly. I couldn't get that stencil to sit down. So one of those is not actually on correctly. Looks like it might have been that one. There we go. Alright, now I need to get a supply. I have admittingly some, I don't know where my normal, I've got a little canister that I use for the .35, so what have I got here? Yeah, .35s. And I have lost it for the last week or so. I should really just sacrifice one of the other canisters, you know, something like the .6s or something that I'm just not going to use. I might just do that. Let's see what I've got. .3, .6. Tough call. Do I take out the .3s or the .6s? Or the .25s or the .5s? I know, I'll empty out the .6, but I'll put them into a zip bag. They're pretty big, so they're less likely to slip through. In fact, I might actually double bag that. Okie dokie, double bagged and time to write 0.3 on this one. Or what is it? 0.35? 0.35. Yes, I will find the original canister now. Okay, that's going to be too aggressive. I just know when I pour these out, due to the mass of the avalanche, they will overshoot that. No, that's too big. I'm just looking for a piece of cardboard or something. Come on, Paul, you've got a room full of cardboard. Yay. Alright, we're sorted. The canister does have 0.35 written on it. It does make reasonable sense that I should find the original canister shortly after, if I do, because I would be following the same sort of pattern. Oh no, but I had flux on my fingertip. That's a problem. Just going to put one up in the top right there. Okay, it doesn't want to... Alright, they're all good. Airflow is a little bit much still. Drop down to 15. We basically want to try and make it feel like it's working in a reflow oven as opposed to in a crazy hairdryer. Okay, we're almost at getting up to the temperature. You can see how they start developing a bit of a matte tone about them. That's when it tells me that it's ready for me to apply the essentials and completely botch it up. Okay, we guzzled up and one that we weren't supposed to, so we'll put a replacement back in there and reapply. That didn't get hot enough really, so we're going to now get the situation like what's happening here, where they start pushing out. That's okay, if you just hold your nerve and wait, they should just fall back down. Like I say, you just got to be a little bit patient, hold your nerve. There they go. But if you were running at a higher temperature and air out of the iron, they would definitely bounce out like living drug-crazed gophers. Okay, we've got a few that haven't dropped properly. Like you. Yes, and you. That's not a problem. There's that one that escaped when I touched the flux down before. Come on, drop down, buddy. Good job. Alright, pretty sure they're all good now. Hey, Chris Stevens. The homemade chip lifter is, yeah, could be better, shall we say. It's something I'll just have to over time improve on. I really need to get the original starter pack again. Ah! Fortunately, they all seem okay. But after you take them, after you take the stencil off, you really do need to just go over, let them reflow again, and they'll find their new true center. And if you do have any that are sitting there and not quite bonded, they should come good now. That or they'll skeeter off, collide in with the other ones and create a double size or triple size ball, and yeah, then you have to do it all over again. going to be funny if this makes no difference. And by funny, I don't mean haha. I mean, I'm going to scream and yell kind of funny. Not that I would, it's not really my thing to scream and yell much. The only time I think I've ever really been much of a person to scream and yell is when the what the f... Is that the one we just did? Because I just lost a bolt. Seriously? Was that the one we just did? Yep, it's gotta be. Wow. We just had one detach. That's annoying. Did I not see that, or... No, what happened there? Oh, better that we caught it now. The ring lights, they are on the way. I'm not sure, probably... I'd say a week before they get here. And the new extra large size USB-C meters, they will probably be another 2 weeks. Alright. Still weird. Okay, back to the SMC on the board. Well, we don't have one on the board, but back to where the SMC will reside. Yeah, redundancy. I've got like 98 on this chip. I can lose a few. Here we go. Like I said, I really do genuinely have a horrible feeling that nothing's going to change. Oh, that was a big drift. Geez, that really was a big drift, like Tokyo drift. Need some bad relationship advice. I don't know whether I should give out such advice. I mean, that'd be like revealing too much of my past. 99.9% of the time, it's not love, it's lust. How's that? Oh wait, no, that's good advice. Well, Warren, it's 50-50. It either will or it won't. That's one way to look at the statistics, given that it's a sample of one. Yeah, well, not much we can do, but just plug it in. Oh, no, wait, we've actually got MagSafe now. Funnily enough, we've got the same current, though. Well, not really, actually, we've got less current now. And we still have no bloody power on. Alright, so maybe it took out the ISL as well. .6, okay, so that's up now. Geez, how many things did this fault take out? The board's still too hot for please broing. Okay, so we've got all our rails back, so the SMC was definitely culprit number 1. 3.3. Yeah, it was big bad culprit. But now we've got a situation where we probably don't have PM sleep S4L, I'd say. Right, you sleep S4L. I always forget which one you are. No, that's because you're that one up there. Yeah, no PM sleep S4L. Alright, well, at least we can actually now chase it. Although it is getting late. Anyway. So we do have RTC G3 hot. HS computing on the bottom here. 8.6. DC and isolated. 2018. Yep. Hey, Andre. 342. No, we must be having 342 because otherwise we wouldn't be getting SMC. Yeah. And well, we will check. Well, I did check RTC G3 hot, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, 3.3, that's fine. Five ES5. Yep. What? How did I get onto S5? Ah, damn it. Okay, which one are you? Second cap. You're good. Into vermins. That's a pretty sick perversion. let's see, clock 32. Oops. Yep, we got 32. I'd be very surprised if we don't have 3v3S5. I was going to say, I'd be very surprised if we didn't have 3v3S5. Well, there is the missing solderable. What? Wait. Oh yeah, that's one of them. One of many. So we've got power good as well. Do we have suspicious power? No. Okay, so we don't have a sus power line. Okay, that's actually a good thing. That's a good thing. It's good because it's probably repairable. Reese, I actually charge usually about 200 to 300, about, let's call it 300 Australian, mate. Okay, so we're going to look at sus switch, U8020, see if we've got an input, and see if we've got an output, see if we've got an enable. Let's see, sus switch. So we do have 3v3S5 that I recall. So we want to actually see if we've got 3v3 sus enable. Kind of makes me wonder why that isn't actually part of the testing sequence, to be honest. So that's the chip in question. And we want to see if we've got an enable. Shit, a brick, we don't. Oh, that's a dead end. Okay, let's see if it's shorted to ground. Let's hope something. No. Okay, well, what I might do is, we basically don't have a choice here because I'm pretty sure the enable line... Wait a second, where the hell do you come from? You must be going through that. And who generates you? Far out. CPU. One point of interest though is that this is where that corrosion is, and that there is a test point. Maybe. To be fair though, that corrosion doesn't look anywhere near those test points, so I would say the Hail Mary option here is to just take this chip off and hope that that's what's causing the problem. But I have my doubts, but we sort of don't really have a lot of choices. Not ones that we can actually chase down. I'm pretty sure... actually, we've got this. Where are you? Hey, thank you, Patrick. Hey, Copaz. It is indeed. It's a 165. Yeah, well, the sus enable line is being asserted out of the CPU, so if, that's no good. This is the 862D. I have a feeling this is going to be a pointless exercise. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to lift it to see if there's anything under there, but as opposed to completely remove it. The reason why it has been such a difficult chip is because we're sitting right under the CPU here. Yeah, see, I can't see any damage there. I actually added more gunk than what I... Oh, wrecked. Wrecked with a K. God damn it, why'd you have to be a 0 ohm resistor? What's this? Siren went off on people who recommended that model, saying it has been trolled by people who reckon he said it was too noisy and 100%. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, the Atom. He's probably talking about the noise generated by the helical nozzles, because they are noisy. Yeah, they're unquestionably noisy. I'm not a fan of them, but it's not that much of an issue. I mean, geez, the extractor makes more noise. Interesting, I just actually had power come up for a split second. I didn't see that before. Oh. More than a split second now. Maybe it was just hot. So maybe there was a problem with that chip. Either that, or see, this is where it's going to lie to me. It's going to give me green blinks. Come on, give me green blinks. But the problem is going to... Yeah, there goes, green blink. It's like, I'm alive, I'm good. I can probably guarantee you... Okay, not really. I suspect that when this board cools back down, it's going to stop working again. It's going to be one of those damned annoying fractured connections somewhere. And so I can't, in good faith, call it a fixed machine. We'll see. I'll cool it down. Put it into the cooling machine. Well, we're just searching to Google if you're looking for a place that can attach a component from a dead board to a working board that has had that component's pads ripped off. Not sure. So I've had these scenarios before where you think you've got it fixed, and you do momentarily have it fixed, but the problem is that it's a fatigued connection somewhere, either inside the CPU or it's one of the... If you're lucky, it's a CPU ball, and if you were ballsy enough, you could reflow the CPU. but it's a bit like when you get the, I think the 32A20, 3209s, I think it is. No, I think they're the good ones. Anyway, one of those sort of early MacBook Air 2012s, and you fix them up temporarily by heating the RAM to stop the 3-beat problem, and then it just comes back. I'm not sure. I think maybe there was gunk under that chip. I really don't know. Maybe I should just replace it out of precaution. Okay, so that's pretty cool now. So cool. Whatever. Stop trying to be young, Paul. You're not young anymore. Believe me though, I feel like I'm 17 most of the time. Yeah, Rapid Cool is a Rossmann, mine's Turbo Cool. Exactly. See? So something somewhere is heat sensitive, most likely the CPU. Now, it could just be a bad connection on a component somewhere that we've missed that has been liquid damaged. But I would much sooner say that the CPU itself is faulty, which sucks. I said, I really don't get any money for it then. And I used a freaking SMC on it. If that be the case, I may as well actually just take that SMC clean off and put another one, put the old one back on. We'll replace this chip, but I do not believe it's going to resolve the issue. The only reason why it seems like heating this chip is fixing the problem is because of the fact that, damn it, what's holding you back? God damn you. If we look at the board view and the schematic, it'll demonstrate it a lot better. Okay, so this here is the line. Actually, no, I'm a little bit wrong there. I was going to say it wouldn't be surprising if the part of the CPU is right underneath, but it's actually not. Because that there is where the chip is, but the pin part's over here. It is possible that an ultrasonic bath might help. Like I said, you're going to be plagued with the whole uncertainty. Hey, Rilla. I mean, that's a very distinct working resistor situation there. I mean, certainly the SMC was dead. $2,500 and co. Oh, right, the RAM. You're talking about that. This is a piece of sand. Not seeing anything around this. I mean, there's a bit of flux on that. That was about it. Oh, wait, there you go. There's something. That's 2600. That was a good spotting. That was really good spotting. Good job. And it's It's in a reasonable proximity, so, you know, maybe you got something there. Hey Peter 1466, did you pick that number and name specifically for this stream? Oh no, am I wrong? Am I? No, you're right. It is 2500. I was looking at 2400. Sorry. I'll just been forced to apologise for everything at the moment. It's on a very different rail, so I don't know if it's actually, that's 1v2, PP1v2S3, but you know, every bit helps. Maybe there's some ick under here, but again, that shouldn't really manifest in that way. Now, of course, this is going to work again because we've heated it up. I'm going to take this off while I've got the opportunity, since I've already started heating everything up again. Well, yep, your name certainly does project that. I wonder what size I can use for this. 0.35 is probably going to be a bit over the top. I guess I can put down, even 0.25 is going to be pretty large for this. We can do what Francis was asking about. Was it Francis? Someone was asking about putting down the... Oh wow, I cannot even get any out. Just hang on. Just touch a little bit of flux there. Perfect. 6. That's all I needed. Hey there, how's the moth? Alright, we're going to leave those there, and we're going to steal a chip from another board. Oh, looks like someone else stole that one. You gotta love it when other people keep taking the chips that you want. Uh, 4014, I think that's NAND failure. Don't quote me on that. I'm too out of date with iPhone stuff these days. But I will say it's probably not going to be recoverable. Oh look, it's got its own cute little balls on there. Why do I need to add any? You know what, I can get away with those. I don't need these. And yes, I do remember the orientation. Of course, I would suggest checking on the iPhone repair group on Facebook or something like that, or the Rossman Discord. Check a few other places, but from memory, I don't recall there being a lot of success with it. This is such a dramatic contrast to the one that I fixed today. Like, so there was just a single 100k resistor somewhere up here. Can't remember where it was. I think it was like that one there, and it had a bit of corrosion on it, and that was it. I was genuinely amazed that it was only that. I think I spent more time looking around at the board after anticipating something else. I'm gonna check to see what that resistor is there. It's and that one, those two there. They're a little sus. They will be inputs from some power rails. So it's that 5 VSO. V3S5, like, yeah, that they're not going to come into play on this one, unfortunately. This is still fairly warm, so it's probably going to behave. We'll just see if it does, and then we'll stick it into the cooling. Yeah. It's all too easy and all too dangerous to call up the customer at this point and say, "It's working! Hooray!" And they come along to pick it up and it doesn't work, and you're like, shit. And then they get all grumpy, and then you end up having to fork out money from your own pocket to buy a whole new board. And then you still got to migrate the serial number and everything across, so you got that extra work on top. And it's possible the new board also has its own issues. So it's difficult sometimes to control the urge to notify people before you've genuinely tested everything. Yeah, you just get excited, particularly if it's been a difficult job. You get excited and you're like, yeah, you want to tell someone, you want to share the love. Unfortunately, that love comes with a terrible disease known as celebrating too early. Oh, thank you very much for the Japanese yen. Ooh, this one's actually staying alive. Staying alive. Man, is anyone... Like, there's a lot of younger people who have seen the remake of the Staying Alive song. But if you actually seen the original Bee Gees one, it's kind of terrifying, really. The fashion was... It didn't leave anything to imagination, let's just say that. Okay, are you blinking? Because I don't think you're blinking. Oh, you're blinking. Maybe we did fix it. The trouble is now we don't know whether it was a RAM problem, that RAM cap problem, or whether it was just a dodgy chip for the sus line. This is why you should test change a piece test. But yeah, you get tired. Like now, what is this? It's midnight here. Peter 1466. No, this is fan spin. We've got 380-400. It's looking good. We'll stick it back into the case and see if it comes up. It was actually the other thing we have to do is be interesting to see if audio comes up. Very likely that their drive will not show up anymore. Oh, that reminds me. We've got to put the Wi-Fi power chip back on. Yep, whoops. Almost. No, because we left that off because we knew it wasn't actually part of what was faulty at this point. That's this whole chip assembly area here. Yeah, we knew that wasn't where the fault was. It was damaged, but it wasn't the issue. L3906. Well, which cap? Oh, and I've got to take that corroded cap off. Which cap? You talking about? Oh, you mean the DDR one? Yeah, I suppose I should. It's not that essential, but no, I suppose I should. Now all the pedantic SOBs come out. Is your do-it-self meter not hooked up? How do you mean? Oh, right, I see. No, it's not that. It's just I had them turned off when I changed the camera. So yeah, it was hooked up. Just not displaying. So I put the casing back around. What? I saying put the casing back around the SMC? Did you just suggest what I thought you suggested? Demo corn usually AliExpress, or if you're abnormally lucky you might find something on eBay, like people selling beat up old machines. It's a long process of acquiring enough of the right kind of boards. The corrosion's eaten away the conformal coat a bit. Oh well. It's a bit like a treasure hunt trying to find donor boards. And the other thing is, a lot of us, if we find a good source of donor boards, don't get mad at your fellow techs if they sort of hold out on you and don't really tell you where they got stuff. Because being able to get donor boards reliably at a decent price that are of decent quality is an increasingly more difficult thing. And given that the market is feeling a little squeezed at the moment, people are naturally, of course, going to refrain from revealing their preferred fishing spots, as it were. Just don't take it personally. I'm not talking about me, I'm just talking about, if you do know people and they seem a little coy about revealing everything. Yeah, because for a lot of people, this is their bread and butter. This is their living. And even though a lot of us are very happy to help people who are curious about it and want to learn, at the same time, you're sort of thinking, even if it's not specifically rational, you are thinking, okay, how's this going to affect my job queue status and things like that. Particularly, I'll put that down before any flux was on there. That was dumb. In an ideal world, I'd say certainly with things like the 1466s, all the stuff where you have the removable drives. In the ideal world, new people coming into the market aren't really a big issue, because if they have a mess up, that's fine, they'll send it to you and you can fix it up. But what's happening a lot more now is that we're getting the situation where we have these boards that have drives that are not removable, and people who don't have the experience of destroying them. But the trouble is they're destroying them completely, and so you can't even make a job out of their mishap. And I guess that's where there's this rising animosity. Because with boards like this, the 1466, 1502, 1398, stuff like that, if someone botched it up, most times you can usually de-botch it. But with a lot of these ones with the integrated drives, the botchings are becoming permanent. But I actually sit on both sides of the fence with this, because of the fact that because I sell the software that new technicians want to use, then it's in my software sales interest to encourage people to give it a go. Fortunately, I suppose I live in a fairly remote area, and Australia is... Wait, what am I doing there? So yeah, for my software, I need more and more technicians entering the market. Fortunately, with the software, it goes well beyond just saying Macbook repairs. My software works with all electronic repairs. It's just that primarily, we've started out with the MacBooks as the primary focus, but there's no technical reason that it's limited to MacBooks. And as it is used by other people doing repairs on other machines. I mean, I have used it myself quite a lot for non-MacBooks, just for normal PCs. L3096 looks like it was half eaten away. That was probably a reflection. Democorn, if you've got a problem with 342, then that's a pretty good problem to have, because 342 is quite repairable. You held on to the metal part of the iron. You're basically either going to have a short on the output or an excessive drain on the output of 342, or you're going to have a problem with one of the inputs of 342, like coming off. I'm on the wrong side of the board here. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the board, sorry. I can't show you. But yeah, not having 342 is typically a fairly solvable issue. Yeah, I know that cap's trying to do a runner. R5187. I'm not sure which one that is. I'll have a look in a sec. Wow, I'm struggling. God damn it, Lewis wants to do a interview on me. Ah. I actually don't have a problem with social media talking or anything like that, or even in public. You know, I have no problem with public speaking. If anything, I probably think I'm a bit of a bore, a bit of a droning bore. Everybody's nodding right now. It's under U5. What? R5187. R5187. Oh, you mean below, as it? Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so that basically, that's part of your sys1 wire setup. So it's taking the 342 from there, coming out of here, and it's feeding into the SMC BCACOK line. So that's part of your one wire circuit. Yeah, Copaz, he wants to ask me about what is it? The open board data program. But the trouble is, I'm still sort of in the middle of setting everything up, so I might just have to tell him, look, you got to give me a month. The other thing is, I need better lighting in this room, so until I get the better lighting, I'm gonna have to hold him off. Okay, now we've got to swap this cap here because it is corroded. It looks like it's in a bit of a tricky spot. It's not too bad. The main thing you got to do, if you're going to work on these sort of parts, wherever's close, you got to take these screws out, this screw out. Otherwise, what will happen is the tension on that spring, when the solder heats up enough, it'll just flick the, it'll just pop up. I'll see if I can get in there and drop some lead solder in there. Give it a bit of a helping hand. Anyway, I'll just have to go talk to Lewis. Oh, thanks folks. Well, I mean, I created open board data initially on my own back, and then Futo, at least what was Futo back then, helped out with a few things. Damn it. Sorry, excuse my cursing. I can't really get a good angle on that, so I'm gonna have to just super blast it. Really do not like being that close to the CPU and hitting it with hot air. Sometimes you gotta do it. But yeah, things have been pretty good with open board data. I mean, we're almost up to 30,000. We need more boards, we need more awareness, and I need to improve the way that people can interact with it. And I think that's the part that's making me hesitant, because I know that there's a lot of things I need to be better on it, but I just haven't had the chance to get around to doing it better. And so when Lewis starts asking hard questions, I'm going to be squirming in my skin. He's going to be like, Fido gave you this money 2 years ago. What the hell have you done with it? And I'll be like, blackjack and hookers? In fact, forget the blackjack. Cool man's on the roof. He knows what I'm talking about. Right, now you can see why this is a little bit of a tricky situation. Oh, that's crooked, but no one's gonna care. It's definitely crooked though. No. What else do I have to do? I've done the Wi-Fi. We're not putting the JTAG-ish thingy back. 342 sorted. That's sorted. I think we're good. Let's cool that down. Do some cleanup around here while I wait for that to cool down. Did I disencombulate the disencombulator? I think you just made my combulator get disencombulated in the brain. Yeah, good job. But I'm certainly, if I ignore the amount of money that was invested, then I'm quite happy with how open board data is shaping up. But I do feel like it's behind what I personally wanted it to be at this stage. And yeah, like I said, I've got my excuses, but I don't like to use them. Yeah, we all have life events that happen every day, and sometimes you still got to get through. You got to get the job done. The show must go on, as they say. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if this actually still kind of works. Are there David DeVillas? Or is that David DeFillers? Oh, it's still coming up. Oh, I haven't screwed that heatsink thing down. It's not a big issue, but believe me, these things will run fine without the heatsinks. I don't know what I've done with my... Where'd that screw go? I mean, I've got a whole heap of them, but... Are you going to blink yet? Yep, okay. In fact, this portion... That's not a good thing. this portion of the CPU onwards, it's not even being touched by the heatsink. That's the PCH area. The heatsink actually rides above it. It doesn't actually touch it. Yeah, I've done something dumb with that screw. Oh well, I'll get another one. 1466 alsjeblieft. Ach, niemand. 1398, 1286, 1278. iPhone 4, 6, 5, 6. A1990s, 1708. 1466. Hiding there amongst the iPhones. Yeah, Tony, I've got gear coming to let me go back to how I was, and I've also got a whopping great big 120 watt LED coming in, proper filming one. So yeah, I'm working on getting things back to how it should be. Democorn, yeah, diode, resistance, text note, and bolts. Yeah, T is just for text. Oh, we've got to work out yet whether we even have audio on this. Yeah, we've still got some work to do. And it's got to be washed. Oh man, it's gonna be a fun day tomorrow. I'm not going to be washing it tonight because I've already turned off the ultrasonic cleaner, and it takes about an hour to come up to temperature. I can't see. Get in, and it's just bouncing off the slot. What? I may as well put the battery in because I need to be able to see whether it's going to even charge properly, because the ISL could have also been taken out in the process. Alright, so the customer's drive is not in here. We don't want it in at this point. Let's see, battery. We'll be happy to just simply get a boot, and then we can work out whether we're going to have sound issues or not. Most definitely we're probably going to have APFS missing. You're going to see Linus's attempt to replace the micro HDMI port on a Sony camera without... Oh, that would have been hell. That would have been literal hell. Didn't Paul S. or someone do that with the Sony... What was it, AX85 or something? AX33 that Lewis had? Do you use polarized lens? Blascaroxy. I did have a polarizer on the microscope, but I took it off because I was losing too much light. I think if you're going to put a polarizer on your microscope, you really do need to have a very good light source. How do you get rid of the Scope light glare. Yeah, I'd never had scope light glare too bad. If you do, is it glare or is it blooming? Let's see. Certain camera sensors just don't, they don't have a very, you know, you get like a purple fringing and things like that on any sort of bright spot. It could also be the lens assemblies. There's so many reasons, yeah. Like I said, there's a difference between, say, blooms, flares, or polarizers do help, yeah. But you really do need a lot more light, tremendous amount more light. What is going on here? Oh, right, it is. This is very dim. I thought it had turned off, but it's not. It's just dim as. Okay, we do have charging, so that's good. We've got 3 amps coming up. I remember the chromatic aberrations, the purple fringing, things like that, being a colossal issue back in the late 90s, early noughties with the digital cameras. I had a Olympus C1000L, which was a very nice camera. In fact, some of the shots are still better than any of the ones I have of recent cameras. And that's simply because they had a colossal sized lens element system in there. I think it was like a 48mm, whereas a lot of the digital cameras these days still only have little ones. But it certainly did have a bit of the aberration problem. Okay, let's see if we've got audio. Yeah, so we've got no audio coming out there. So now I have to find out whether reformatting this will restore that or not. But anyway, so I guess the point here is that this is a 3437 SMC, so mostly works, but every now and then you get these audio issues. So to fix that, I have to put in a SSD and reinstall. So what I've got, Mojave Valley. What's this? Some random persons. Oh, I've got a lot of them here, but nothing I should be using, perhaps. High Sierra and HFS. I'll try that one. Oh, you're welcome, Demicon, and thank you for the 2. Give me a nice cup of coffee. Actually, $2 will get me a bunch of coffee filters. Gotta have coffee filters for the percolator, unless you want really gritty, nasty coffee. So this is just an arbitrary stick that I have. I'll put that in. To make this easier for me, I'm gonna reconnect the cables, and that way I can put the bottom case on. You just drag that cable through the amber, and I'm not talking about beer. Okay. Do note, this is the customer's drive. We've got the job number on there, 1481, 1481. So we can safely overwrite this one, knowing that theirs is safe. So I've heard some people say they have no troubles, but I have consistently, maybe it's just that my 3437s are much older or something. I don't know, but I know I consistently have to deal with this lack of audio situation that comes up. Where is it? Find the right stick. I should have a High Sierra installer stick somewhere. What do I got here? Mojave installer. Yeah, can't hurt to do a Mojave install, I think. We will have to make sure we set the clock right there. Hello, what's going on here? They're charging. You know, it's probably happened. It's gone back to failing again. Yeah. I think it's gone back to failing. I think that we were getting optimistic there. I think. Let's try power on. U is dead. So it's charging and everything, but it's not coming up. So yeah. We'll plug the chipmunk in and see what it's saying. And yeah, nothing on the chipmunk. Great. How long have we been doing this stream? 3 hours. Waste. The rabbit hole claims another victim. The problem here is that the fault is inside the CPU. At least I'm pretty damn sure of it. Unless that's shorting it out, but I'm 99% sure that's a good SSD. Oh, is the battery shit? The battery shit, man. No, it can't be. No, well, I've left the SSD in this time. It's either going to boot. It's currently a bit lost at the moment because it doesn't know where the boot devices are. So it's yeah, there you go. It's still very weird though. Maybe. Wonder if it's got a problem with the SMC with the on-off line. I can reconnect the battery, and if it doesn't come up, I can. Actually, that's not going to help. I was going to say I can just short the SMC on-off L pad pair, which is down below the Wi-Fi connector, but it's not going to make any difference at all because of the fact that if the SMC is not responding to it, then it's not responding to it. at least the way I can sidestep this to test to see if it is the SMC at fault is I can leave the battery disconnected until it starts up, and then once it starts up I reconnect the battery on the fly, on the hot. Okay, so this is, yeah, that's fine. Oh, the touchpad feels like shit. Well, they got liquid damage in there maybe. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll put the Mojave stick in. I've disconnected the power. The battery is disconnected as well. I'm going to hold down my option key, which is Alt on this one. Plug it in. Key is down. It could be a liquid damaged keyboard as well, for all I know. Okay, yeah, it's barely visible, but okay, I've got Mojave installer running now, and then I can come along and plug this battery in. Okay, so the battery's in now. You can do that with these machines. Yeah, I don't know if it's an alien. It looks like a skull. Does the fact that you do it self-meters not changing? Oh, no, that is actually, that's something else charging in background over here. If I disconnect it, it should. No. Yeah, it is locked. Oh well, that doesn't matter. It was just someone's iPad that I had to fix up. So what are we at? 97%. Plug that back in. I need to get to 100%. There you go, that's more realistic. Okay, first thing we're gonna probably do, this is an Italian laptop it seems. Okay, I'm not sure if it got a chance to set the time. Well, we got to set the time back anyway. Yeah, this is in Italian. Ah, terminal. I need DocVault here. DocVault's just a person on chat. Okay, date. 10, 10, 10. What the hell? You're holding down the... Oh, wow. Unbelievable. You actually gotta hold shift to get the numbers on this? That's impressive. 10, 10... 201... Okay. And I just realized the goddamn Wi-Fi is active. Deactivate the Wi-Fi. The reason why you don't want the Wi-Fi active is because the Wi-Fi will resynchronize the date. Okay. Critère terminal. Install make use. Okay, wait. No, that's French. Alright, so that's undergoing its installation. And what we're not going to see this all the way through. I'm sorry, it's a bit late, but I will leave comments in the well, I'll leave updates in the comments and advise whether it was successful or not. But yeah, like I said, I just find that some people have said that when they do a 3437 SMC migration to a 165 board, they don't have any problems. But I always seem to run into this audio issue, and sometimes even the on-off button issue, it seems. Delete setup info file in USB. No. The reason why I say it's Italian is because they've actually got the Italian flag there, unless it's a colour. Maybe it is French. I can't work out exactly if it's green or blue. Maybe it is blue. If it's blue, fine, French. If it's green, Italian, I guess. Oh, great. People are licking the screen. Fantastic. Alright, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I need to go crash and burn. I've got other administration stuff to deal with. Fingers crossed this works out. If it does, another one of these won't boot situations where it just sits there and acts dead, then I am really in the situation where I just can't charge the person for this. I'll just have to give it back to them and say, look, it worked a couple of times, we fixed up most of the stuff, but unfortunately I cannot guarantee this to work, so I can't charge you. And it's a bit of a loss, but the trouble is, by cutting that loss right now, then you can get on with other things and not have this sitting in the back of your mind wondering when the hell is that person going to contact me and say, my computer's not working anymore, you said it was fixed, I paid you good money for that, and now it's no good. And yeah, not all people are going to be like that, but I can pretty much guarantee that most people are going to be slightly miffed about the fact that they pay good money and their laptop's dead again. So it's better for you, it's better for them if you just sort of go, look, this isn't a guaranteed situation, so we're just going to walk away from it and we're going to take our loss now, and you can just go out and get another computer. That's the other thing, is they will then move to a new machine if they're sensible. Some people will continue to use the machine, but at least if they continue to use it and it falters and they lose their data, you are not on the blame list for that. So that's why, even though you take the short-term monetary loss, it's better in the long term. Click on the folder name contents, step 5, click on the folder name shared support, step 6, delete the fix the Mojave setup data share. Oh, well, I just type in the date that I want, that 10/10/2019, and it solves it. What's the currency symbol on the keyboard? Hey, Tony, it is simoleons. I don't know actually. Oh, I got a pound symbol here by the enter key. So we've got pounds, we've got simoleons. Can't see much else. But yeah, it's an AZERTY keyboard. Euro? There's no euro symbol on there. No, it's pounds. Alright, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. We kind of had a half success. We'll see how we go in the comments later. Until then, you take care. I'll see you next time.